Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have Dino. Now this is a VFD variant of Dino, as you can see here. You can pretty much splash this in any Dino variant. And this especially works well with any combo deck really, as long as you can draw an Ecclesia or a Disciple of the Nadir. You can pretty much just end on an extra pop or negate. So before starting with the video, remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, as it really does help to support the channel. And let's go straight to the duels now, shall we? So first up, we're up against Plunder Patrol, and let's see how this plays out. They're going to be going first. They're going to start with the Genix Undyne. We don't have any hand traps, so they're just going to go ahead pop off. They're going to use Golden Hair to discard their Whitebeard. The Whitebeard will summon Redbeard, and they have the Bluebeard in hand. You couldn't really ask for a better hand. They go into Mork, and when you hard summon Mork, you can pretty much just protect all your stuff. So we're going to start off with the Lost World. We're going to activate Overraptor, and he's going to, now he no longer can really do anything, so we're just going to go ahead and do more stuff. We're going to go ahead and use Overraptor. We're going to just get the search for a Miscellaneousaurus, and we're going to try and pop the egg token, and he ashes our thing over here, but we pretty much just summon for release and we negate the effect of Blackbeard, and he's just going to continually stop stuff with the Moark. I know this was a bit risky not getting rid of the Moark right there, but pretty much even if we had just attacked over the Moark, he could have just summoned another Moark with my Overraptor instead, so it didn't really make much sense. So we're going to use a Dragma Punishment in order to pop more stuff. They're going to use a Golden Hair to do some more stuff. They're going to Ash my Petit Pterodon. I'm trying to get a Pancrotop so that I could just get an extra pop on the field. Unfortunately, that didn't work, and he's going to be he linked off my token, so we're no longer under protection. So he's going to activate Salvage, which will just get even more advantage. He's going to normal summon his Golden Hair, and then he's just going to use the effect of the emblem of Plunder Patrol to get a list, and then just kind of pop off. He has a Blackbeard, he has a Monster Negate and whatnot, so he's going to activate Blackbeard. He's going to be summoning a Brawn. Now we'll activate Miscellaneousaurus, that will get ashed. We'll normally summon Giant Rex. We're going to activate Lost World, that will get brawned. Just kind of difficult at this point to kind of play. We're going to activate Double Evolution Pill to summon Ultimate Conductor, and we're going to first get over the list so that we don't have to deal with any more monster negates. We're going to attack, and attack for well over lethal. This just shows that this deck, not only does it do incredible going first, just getting those extra boosts from the Dragmas. Dragmas are also very good at OTKing, especially with their Fleur de Lis, which just gives them all a 500 attack boost, which does come in handy a lot of times. So let's go straight to our next replay now. For this duel, we're up against Cyber Dragon, and I'll be showcasing off our combo. So we're going to start off with Fossil Deck. We get Search for Lost World. It's not exactly what you would call it a combo, but now we're going to summon the Drag token. We're going to activate Miscellaneousaurus, so we're kind of saved from his Gamma from here on out. We're going to go ahead and summon more stuff. Overraptor, Baby Ceratosaurus, you know how the drill goes. We're going to activate Archosaur, we summon more stuff. We're going to be summoning some more stuff. We're going to link into Linkuriboh, into Reaper into a Linkross. This is not exactly the full combo, but when you just have Lost World and Overraptor, you have it falls to Nibiru, but you do have to kind of improvise a bit. So this is the full combo. We just go into Trishula. We're going to go into a Jirac Titano because that's the only level 9 dinosaur in the entire game. We're going to go into Lagia and a Calamities. We're going to activate Disciple of the Nadir. We summon out Ecclesia. This will get us search for a Dragma Punishment. We set it and an Impermanence, and then our Titanic Lad will get us a search for Fleur de Lis. So we're going to go ahead and use Calamities Call Dark because that's the best attribute, and he's going to be doing more stuff. I tried to negate the summon of his Phoenix, but he just gammas it. He's going to activate Repair Plant. I let that go through. I meant to use Impermanent right there, but unfortunately it didn't work. So he kind of just loses right there. I negate the Rev system nonetheless, and during my end phase he didn't really have much. I could have just popped everything he has with my Dragman Punishment. I could have summoned out my Dogmatika Fleur de Lis and easily OTK from there. He wasn't going to win that at all. So that was our first duel. Let's go on our first. That was our second duel. That was an easy victory once again. Just the combo is just very very ruthless. So let's go straight to our last replay now. Here we have our Plunder Patrol opponent again, and they're going to be going first again. We do have the impermanence this time, and we don't have the combo. So they're going to have activate Shipyard, discarding their salvage, and they're going to do some more stuff. They search stuff, and we're going to imperm the Bahamut Shark because I do not want him to. I don't want to deal with an extra negate. So they're kind of just going to end on a Blackbeard and pass. Blackbeard pass isn't too bad, but I have kind of bricked them. I would have kind of just done more stuff, but he cut my day short, and we'll have to deal with what we can do. So we're gonna Dogmatika punishment his Blackbeard and pop his Shipyard. So now he basically has no cards on hand and only one card on field, which doesn't do anything. So right here we can go ahead and do some cool stuff. Dogmatika punishment does lock us out of our extra deck. So you could probably splash this into the blind second variant that doesn't use their extra deck that much. I'm just splashing it in here because why not? And this deck can ODK pretty easily. I forgot that we were locked out of the extra deck, so I should have just summoned another Overraptor instead of Giant Rex, but it does work out in the end anyways. So he's going to draw 2, and he's going to discard his shape shipping for his golden hair, and just so that his shape shipping whiffs, we're going to pop our Giant Rex and put everything face down. So right here we're going to go ahead and activate Miscellaneous Saurus, and then we'll be summoning a Baby Ceratosaurus from deck. We're going to activate Giant Rex, summoning itself, and then we'll be popping some more stuff. Baby Ceratosaurus triggers, summoning another Overraptor triggers, searching another UCT, and from there we could have just done the full combo by summoning UCT, go into Reaperdocus, but it seems like he didn't really want to have fun. So this just shows how good the deck is. You should probably just splash this into the blind second variant of Dino, where they just try to OTK, but I just like this variant, just being able to put more pressure on your opponent, putting more pops and negates on the field. So those were some duels I had. Let's go straight to the deck profile now. Right here we have the deck. We start with 2 copies of UCT, 1 copy of Jurek Titano, and 1 copy of Pancratops. These are our double evolution build targets. Pancratops, usually you might even summon a Petit Pteranodon, but these 3 are the most main ones. UCT is obviously our best OTK tool, and Jurek Titano is the only level 9 dinosaur, which we use to go into VFD. 1 copy of Fleur de Lis. Fleur de Lis is one of the best cards in Rise of the Duelist, just being able to negate a card while increasing the attack, increasing your OTK potential. Just a very very good card. 1 copy of Pancratops. Pancratops is a free negate. On top of that, you can sometimes summon a Petit Pteranodon. Doesn't come up that much, but if some of your cards do get stopped, going into Pancratops with Petit Pteranodon is probably one of the best plays. 1 copy of Giant Rex. You only run 1. Sometimes if you hard draw the Cold Assault, then you do have to go into your Giant Rex. 3 copies of Miscellaneous Saurus. Miscellaneous Saurus is obviously one of the best dinosaurs, just letting you make everything unaffected by stuff, so they can't get impermed, they can't get ashed, they can't get gammaed. They basically can't get hand trapped on the field, and it protects you from Nibiru too. 3 copies of Soul Eating Overraptor. 3 copies of Soul Eating Overraptor is kind of necessary, just because it is technically a Stratos and searches Miscellaneous Saurus, which makes everything unaffected. On top of that's the key piece of our combo. 3 copies of Ecclesia and 3 copies of Nadir Servant. All of these 6 are definitely mandatory in the Dragma engine. Just being able to search whatever you want, like a Fleur de Lis or a Dogmatika punishment, just helps you a lot. 3 copies of Baby Ceratosaurus. 3 copies of Baby Ceratosaurus and 2 copies of Petit Pteranodon means you're kind of playing 5 copies of it, but just nice to have. 1 copy of Colosalot. I don't know how to pronounce this, but basically it's the tuner dinosaur, and it helps you go into your Herald and makes your whole combo Nibiru proof if you're going for the correct variant. 3 copies of Anmodoran Archosaur. This is Once again, this searches your double evolution pill on top of destroying cards like your baby Ceratosaurus and your petit pteranodon. 3 copies of Nadir Servant. This just is a rota for your stuff, and on top of that you can send cards like your Titaniclad, which means you can search Fleur de Lis during the end phase, which just adds up to the amount of disruptions you get. 2 copies of Double Evolution Pill to summon your UCT or Titano. 3 copies of Fossil Dig. This is a themed rota. 1 copy of Terraforming for your 2 copies of Lost World. 3 copies of Call by Grave for hand traps. 2 copies of Lost World. Not only does it make all monsters your opponent controls get reduced attack, it also makes all your monsters untargetable if you normal summon a dinosaur, which is very nice. On top of that, it can pop your baby from the deck, which is very, very important. 3 copies of Impermanence. Impermanence is just a nice card to have. It's probably one of the best hand traps in this format currently. You can just swap this out for anything you like. 1 copy of Dogmatika Punishment. This is basically pop 2 if you're sending Natis off its effect, or if your opponent does have a very high attack monster, you can just send a 5-headed dragon. And this Dogmatika Punishment does come up very often. For extra deck, we run 1 copy of 5-headed dragon, just in case your opponent has a high attack monster, such as something like an Avermax or a Megaclops. 1 copy of the Trishula Fusion, mainly because it's level 9. 2 copies of Titaniclad. I should cut this down to 1 because it doesn't really come up that often in my opinion. You could just put in anything else you like, maybe something like an Almirage per se, or a Pentastag. I'd say Almirage is a lot better because if you're if some card you do does get stopped, it does come up sometimes, the Almirage. 2 copies of Natis. The 2 does come up very often because you can either just either get it with your Nadir Servant or your Dogmatika Punishment, which is just nice. It turns Dogmatika Punishment into a pop 2 cards, which is very, very powerful. 1 copy of Wind Pegasus. This is another card that you can send off your Nadir Servant. Just gives all your cards a floating effect. So if a card you control is destroyed, you can just banish it and then shuffle a card your opponent controls into the deck. 1 copy of Herald just makes your Calamities combo Nibiru proof. 1 copy of True King of all Calamities. This is kind of what the deck revolves around, just being able to summon him. 1 copy of Lagia and 1 copy of Dolka. The monster you go into does kind of depend on matchup. Usually you will go for Lagia in most combos, but if you can make VFD, then you're usually just going to end on the Dolka. 1 copy of Reaperdocus. Reaperdocus is just another generic Link 2. You can just swap this out for any Link 2 that you like. I just go for Reaperdocus because it's a dinosaur. 1 copy of Secure Gardener. It's a free card to go into, just sending your Linkuriboh to the graveyard, and it's kind of a replacement for the Trishula Fusion, so that you keep a non-dinosaur monster in your graveyard for double evolution pill. 1 copy of Linkross. This is you just summon out Linkuriboh back from the graveyard off one of the Linkross tokens. 1 copy of Linkuriboh. This is very important for the combo too. Just you summon it of Archosaur, and finally 1 copy of Almirage. It just comes up sometimes, not too often, but there are some times that I do kind of wish I did have the Almirage. So that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll just show a quick combo tutorial at the end, so let's go straight to it now. So here's kind of a quick tutorial. All you need is this Miscellaneousaurus and this baby Ceratosaurus. I'm just going to pretend I don't have any other cards in my hand, so we're going to activate Miscellaneousaurus, making everything unaffected. We're going to activate its graveyard effect to banish 1 in order to summon a copy of Animadorned Archosaur from your deck. We're going to activate its effect to pop your baby Ceratosaurus, and we'll get a search for a double evolution pill. Your baby Ceratosaurus will go ahead trigger, summoning your copy of Soul Eating Oviraptor. Oviraptor will trigger, searching another copy of your baby and add it to hand. And basically you're just going to go ahead normal summon your baby, and then use Oviraptor's effect to swap out the 2 babies, 1 from field, 1 in graveyard. You're going to activate the one that you just destroyed in order to summon the tuner from your deck. It's at the end. And right here, your combo is Nibiru proof because you had the Miscellaneousaurus. So you go into Herald from here, so they can no longer Nibiru you, and you have immunity to hand traps from here on out too. So you're gonna go into a Linkuriboh. You're gonna go ahead into your Reaperdocus or your Link 2 of choice. We're gonna go into a Link Cross from here, and this Link Cross will summon out 2 tokens. If I can get 2 tokens, and 2 tokens. And you'll use the effect of Linkuriboh in your graveyard in order to tribute the one under it to summon itself, and then you'll link the Linkuriboh into a secure guard. Now you go into the Trishula fusion using these 3 Cybers monsters, and then you activate double evolution pill. This is why you do need the Linkuriboh in the graveyard. We're just going to banish Reaperdocus and this Linkuriboh in your graveyard in order to summon out the Jurak Titano. Next, you will overlay those 2 for a VFD. Just a Nibiru proof VFD, very powerful. On top of that, if we just have Ecclesia in our hand, we can go ahead, summon the Ecclesia, and we get the search for preferably a Dogmatika punishment, because under VFD we don't really need the Fleur-de-Lis. So Dogmatika punishment is the way to go. And if you want to Fleur-de-Lis next turn for ODK, you can just activate Dogmatika punishment, dump the Titanic Lad if you like, and get the Fleur-de-Lis, and then you can summon Fleur-de-Lis and attack for game very easily from there. So that was just a combo tutorial and the deck. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a very fun deck to play, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye bye.